Okay, welcome everyone to a stream of Graviteam Tactics. This is Mius-Front. I am not an expert on this game. I do want to say, first of all, thank you to the people of Graviteam Tactics, I guess that's their company, as well as the name of the game. Thank you to them for giving me a review code, and I have a real enjoyment interacting with Russians. I have to say, this goes back to kind of my education. I dealt with Russians, and you have to understand, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about the Russian culture, how it's a little bit different. That's not what this stream is supposed to be about. We're not talking about different interactions between different people, but I really have a joy in seeing how these people develop their game, because it is distinctly Russian, I would say. They don't do the big battles, they do what they want to do. And that ends up being, you know, some of the campaigns that you can see in this are not, none of these names I would say are recognizable. I don't remember the Battle of Stepanovka, Marinovka. I don't. I don't remember any of these battles, in fact. Okay, Shilovo, that's something that sounds really familiar to me, but this is not Kursk, it's not Stalingrad, it's not Moscow, it's not Leningrad. I mean, none of these big scenes. No, this is kind of like, I imagine just, they wanted to give a sampling of how the war was in general. Not like the big battles, but they wanted to take like the time average of conflict on the Eastern Front, and the result is, well, Graviteam Tactics Mius-Front. So I first of all, hats off to the team there. Thanks also for giving me an opportunity to show this game to you guys. So let's see. I think for this one, I'm going to step into or continue a campaign that I've already been doing. If I can find it. Can I find it? Here it is, yeah. So basically I've started doing this Saur-Mogila, tumulus, I don't know what that last one is. Maybe that means tundra or something, who knows. Anyways, I've started doing this campaign, and I don't imagine that I'll have a lot of time to show you more than one battle, perhaps just one battle. But I'm not good at this game anyway, so I'm going to be trying to field some knowledge from the chat as we plow along. So I should, maybe I'll back up real fast. Let's see, back to game. Let's see, I want to do probably save before exiting. This exits the game entirely. That's really not what I wanted to do. Okay, I think I might have to put... I want to show you the deployment screen because it is something. It is kind of interesting. Okay, like Rome Total War, or I mean I should say any of the Total War games, there is a strategic side to it where you get to move some squads around. I mean, they're usually platoons or higher. You move them around the map. It's really minor. Totally, I would say that the focus is 95% on the tactical battle, which we'll be doing here. So I guess I'm not going to show you that because... Okay, let me just do it real fast. I'm going to have to bring up this real fast. Exit the game, which completely exits the game. So that's why we have to do it this way. But I should be able to load back in pretty quickly. That was really quick. So long as the streaming software begins to recognize I'm still playing. There it is. Okay, good. So let's step into a different game real fast, just so I can show you the strategic map. In fact, I can probably do this from the Russian side. Yeah, so here's the strategic map. This is like the plan moving in, but we can get to how we want to do things. There it is. This is the actual movement point. So we see that the Germans are set up in those positions. I can move my tanks. I believe these are T-34s, not the T-34-85s, and I know that they have martyrs, which are gonna martyr us really, really quickly, unfortunately. So, I mean, I could do this battle from the Russian side, but I don't want to. So I'm gonna go back. Is that exit game again, please? Oh, wait. Return to main menu. This returns to main menu. Fantastic. Just wanted to show that off a little bit, but I'm not really familiar with what to do. So now I'm playing as the Germans, and I've already won one battle over here, but mainly I just had the AI control it, and I was trying to figure out what to do. Now we can jump into another battle here where my martyr tanks are still part of the action. We have, looks like a company with 2 platoons defending on our eastern side, and we have, I believe we're going to pull in this AT battalion and another company, a command company. which has 4 squads, 27%, 1 weapon, etc., etc., etc. So we'll just click like that to move into the game. I don't know why it doesn't show this middle part, but anyway, it's showing a loading screen right now. I suppose that once this loading screen is up, you will be able to be in the game. Okay, there, it's in. So this is our deployment map. We can see that I have, this is my company, my infantry company. We have our tank platoon. These are my martyrs, the most precious unit I have in this fight. Then I have Mikler, who's, I think it's just a normal infantry. Yeah, he's just another, well, he's a command infantry, I believe. And then I have Becker as well, who's just an AT platoon. So how do I want to deploy these things? Well, it's a good question. Let me hit F10 to go to the tactical map. This is what their attack looks like. I try to use this as a means of telling me where the attack is going to come from, with limited success. Again, I'm not very experienced at this game so far, but it's pretty cool. A lot of these things are set up, and I feel like I just lack the knowledge, the wherewithal to really take advantage of them, or to really be as impressed by them as I should be, if I may just put things that way. Anyway, I'll do my best to set up a defensive perimeter here. And line of sight, extremely important. Very, very well modeled in this game. So let me just take this tank for a moment, drop him here. You can see that these martyrs, they only have vision off to a 45-degree cone compared to the direction they're facing, because their spotter is on the right side. So yeah, he can view down the cannon, but the spotter on your right, he is the one who has better vision outside of the tank, or at least that's how it's modeled here. So you can see that this is where he has vision of, and this is currently vision of tanks. It changes for infantry, which is standing. It changes again for infantry, which is prone. You can see the amount of permutations you need to check every single spot here to get an idea of the line of sight. But I mean, if you wanted to min-max this game, which is unfortunately my tendency with these games, you would have to move your unit around. But basically, if we just turn that off, what you see is what you get. If you think that being on top of this hill you can see pretty far away, well, you're right. But being on top of this hill, you can't see in the defilade right when the hill begins sloping downward, which is what happens, right? We don't see in the defilade over here. So it's all about, and also, of course, if you can see them, they can see you. So it's all about, where do you want to position your forces? Do you want to set them up for really long range support? Do you want to set them up for long range and have them hold fire? You can have them stay concealed. Do you want to set them up and put them into ambush positions, which is usually what I do with AT guns and infantry. Let's put them like in the forest lines, and then hopefully the enemy tanks, which usually can outrange your AT guns, or at least the effectiveness of your AT guns is usually better in an ambush scenario. Just because, you know, they don't have armor. If it comes down to an exchange, you want your AT gun opening up first, and they usually can, because they're a low profile, right? They're harder to spot, usually better concealed. Tanks are moving, which makes them already a much easier target. So lots of stuff like this. All these decisions we have to take into account, unfortunately, when we're considering what is the best way to place or to deploy our forces. And I'm not an expert at this. In fact, I just played earlier today, just as kind of like a trial again. I've been trying to get into Graviteam. One of the things which really hinders this game's success and popularity, I feel, is the lack of a good tutorial. And I have a tendency to like making tutorials myself, but in order to make a tutorial, I first, of course, have to understand the game, and I'm not there with this game yet. And I feel like if somebody was able to give like a... I've looked at some of the tutorials that are out there. They're not very good. Let's just say it that way. I really like a comprehensive, step-by-step, episode-by-episode walkthrough of the different components of the game. And usually, for me, it's best if it's in a play-along style. So a game where they pick up a scenario which you can also pick up, and while they're playing it, they explain the stuff that's going on, and you can play the same scenario and have the same stuff happen to you and react in a similar manner. It's a very hand-holdy style, but that's the way I best learn. Anyway, I haven't seen that done. I've seen, like, you know, various mechanics tried to explain. People have tried to explain various mechanics, but so how do we want to approach this? Obviously, we have this forest front, or this tree line, which we should take advantage of. Our strategy will hinge upon how do we best take advantage of the terrain, which is mainly going to be the hilltop, the slope down to this valley where the trees are. Very realistically modeled. I'm pretty sure that they modeled this after actual terrain, but this is definitely what you would have, right? At the bottom of the hill where all the water runs off, you'll have the majority of plants because they'll get more water there. So it's pretty cool. Or if you ever wanted to create your own terrain engine, this is a great way of doing it, putting forest and valleys. It's a very standard place for vegetation to grow. But anyways, I think this is modeled after real terrain. So what we want to do is protect the city. How are we going to do that, though? And I am just going to sit here and kind of mull over my options for quite a while. Supposedly, most of the attack is coming in from the two left sides, so it doesn't look like they're going to be attacking up from this side. I hope. Matthew P. says, I hate martyrs. There's a gap between the gun shield and where the chassis meet, which means the fuel tank is prone to being hit through the gap. Well, all I know is the martyrs, when you're playing from the Russian side, are just, they're devastating to play against. Their guns can penetrate everything the Russians have, so. Not that the T-34s can also penetrate, but usually when you're playing on the defensive, your martyrs won't be spotted for as much, for as long. So what I think I'm going to do is put the martyrs, deploy them aggressively over here, with infantry in the forest to protect from, like, infantry encroaching on the martyrs themselves. So let's go ahead and grab Hoffman, and let's start placing from left to right. I'll leave my command vehicle to last. Now, as far as I understand, these things, the blue arrows represent visibility in various directions. So supposedly, let's choose this one. If I put a unit here, it should have very good visibility this way, which we see it does, and very poor visibility this way. I don't know if that's that poor visibility. That's actually pretty darn good visibility. Let's check something over here, which says, okay, this one. So this one says that he doesn't have very good, it still has good, I don't know what they're saying here. That has very good visibility. Bad example. Okay, let's try something over here where, I'm wondering if it doesn't model or doesn't ask beyond here, because I think the game map edge is there. So let's look over here. It says that we can see a long ways that way. And it says we cannot see a long ways behind us. Is this true? Well, more true than it was, at least. So now we can see the red. So anyway, and the box in the middle is supposed to be, I can't remember if it's cover or concealment. I'm gonna say concealment, because the box on the outside is the other one. And this looks like it has more cover. Concealment. I think it's cover on the outside, concealment on the inside. But it could be concealment on the outside and cover on the middle. I don't know. And unfortunately, I can't. I mean, you'd think that, like, this doesn't look like it has either cover or concealment. Yeah, this looks like, I mean, these bushes are not going to stop anything. I have to go with concealment is in the middle and cover is on the outside. The difference being, I mean, just in case you weren't familiar, concealment means it'll block vision, but it won't block bullets. And cover will supposedly block both, although obviously it depends on what kind of caliber weapon is being fired and from what distance, etc. Anyway, so what I think I'm going to do is deploy these forces to protect against... I'd probably have to deploy my martyrs, honestly, very aggressively... defensively around the entire perimeter of this forest line, which is going to be a pain in the bum. But we just don't know where the Russian tanks are going to come from. Okay, so we'll do this. That gives me a pretty good spattering of fire. Unfortunately, it also means that I will be visible from the same... I mean, if they have AT guns deployed, and they could deploy them close, this tank is going to be hit. So what I'll probably try to do is ask it not to fire at infantry. So it will fire at tanks. I think that means it'll fire at tanks. Let's hope. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. We have one there. What's his vision again? It's pretty spotty, but basically if the tanks try to penetrate the forest line itself, we might get a few shots off before they do. But once they do, that's really where we'll be able to hammer them. And if I can interlink these guys in a way which protects, like, what about here? Okay, you get out of here. Just get into the forest. It's probably where you're going to end up. So let's get this guy now. Let's get number 2. Let's see what his vision is here. Yeah, so this is really spotty, but it would mean, I mean, I might as well, if I'm going to put him here, because he's not going to have much better vision, and I think that this will better protect him from the right flank, any kind of attack. Obviously, this is where we'll have to put infantry, and probably even one AT gun in the middle here. Now, the problem we're going to run into, and I have tried to reduce the difficulty quite a lot, is it does model command lines here. And what I mean by command lines is cable wires between commanders and their subordinates. These things are actually modeled into the game. So if you spread out one company through the entire map, their commander is going to have a hard time contacting everyone. If you put them all bundled together, then the commander can just, he's in, you know, visual communication with them. So it's really easy for him to command them. You don't lose command points. But I tried to turn this off a little bit just because I'm still learning. Let's read some more comments. Click on the icon with the eye to change it to visibility for tanks. Yeah, so I think I showed that. Oh, yeah, so he's saying that I can do it here. Visibility for tanks. I actually want it for infantry prone because this is the least amount of visibility. So it shows us, like, if I do it for tanks, it's going to be like 4 bars in every direction. So, but yeah, that's a good point. You can change the visibility here. I don't use this blue so much. It's to me as easy, or just usually better to eyeball it. So we can see that this unit right here has pretty good visibility down this hill, especially if it comes to tanks. Especially if it comes to tanks. I mean, that is a pristine location, I have to say. I'm really happy with that choice. We can see that he does not, and we already saw that his visibility fades a little bit in the forest. It's true, these little trees are going to be cutting off his vision. But the main thing is make sure the infantry can't breach the forest line and get close, so that their tanks have to be exposed coming in. Connell Class says the problem with this is since there is virtually no AI, all the planning feels very unsatisfying. GT games are great until the point where you hit the start button. Yeah, I mean, I'm having my own issues with their. It's overwhelming, I think. Okay, so let's I think we've protected this pocket over here adequately. Let's also protect against. Man, there's so much we need to cover. If we leave somebody up on the hill, they're just gonna be bombarded from afar. Which, by the way, I mean, we do have to take into consideration. Can this unit way over here, can it be? Yeah, it has very weak visibility. I don't think it'll be spotted unless somebody opens up on it. Unless it's moving. Technically, as they run down this hill, it could be spotted, but they won't start. They're gonna start way over here, so I'm just gonna assume that it's fine. Knock on wood. You are almost surely not visible. Maybe a little bit. Let's figure this out. Yeah, pretty poor visibility, which is actually what I want. I only want him to be detected from this area. So he might be even like a reserved one. We'll probably move him around eventually. But just in case the tanks decide to penetrate in this side. Like, should we even move him back? Yeah, no point. Let's just leave him there. Well, I might choose to move him later, but for now, let's leave him. What is your visibility if we put you like here? So this is kind of like a sniper position almost. It stops the tanks that are trying to breach the line here. Honestly, I think this is a better spot for an AT gun because it's good. It's like in the forest, so it'll be able to fire at very, very close range. Hard to say. I don't know. This is a tough decision. I really don't know. We'll leave him there. Maybe I'll put my tanks more on this side. I mean, and use my AT more as we get closer to the city. That might be what I do. I'd rather have my AT guns closer, to be honest, to be more involved in the fighting. I just want to make sure that my tanks are concealed, though. That they can't be hit from long range. I'm expecting some artillery as well, so that's not good. Alright, now we need to start protecting... I think that we don't have anybody really protecting this direction. Let's see what we can see this way. Nothing really. And if we want to wait for them to breach this forest line, basically if they're breaching the forest line on this side, we're setting up to attack them once they go inside, but to try to attack the tanks on the outside of this forest line only makes sense to me. I don't think you want them to breach this area. I think you want to hit them as they come in, which may mean we should back up. Like, what about, whoops, something like this? I mean, that's excellent vision, but it works both ways, right? We're going to be targeted so quickly. I would say no on this. Unless there's a place, wow, green. Okay, this I like. As like a reserve. Okay, that's probably, this is probably where my headquarters guy will be. He's going to have a good view of the battlefield. I can actually move him as like a reserve unit wherever he needs to go. So don't fire at infantry. In fact, probably don't even fire at will. I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll just leave him on fire at will at tanks, because he's not going to be able to see anything. I mean, he's basically going to be responding to tanks. Okay, I like that. Still leaves us with, is this really where I want to defend? That will help with the tree lines here. And okay, I'm really strongly thinking an AT gun is what goes there in the end. Okay, then let's, at the same time, the protection is nice. Let's move on to number 4. So we have 7, what? 7 total? Okay. So hopefully these guys are all protected from the rear now. And that's not very good visibility. That's a little bit better. I think that this is one of the people I want. That's going to be very hard for them to see. That's probably a better spot for an AT gun yet again. I think we probably put an AT gun here. Okay, let's just get the AT guns going first. So Becker, I want your entire group basically to move here. Just do something like this. Okay, do this. There we go. So there's some trucks, which I don't know what the point of these are. I don't know if it's important that they stay alive. But we do have some nice guns here. I think that these can penetrate a T-34. This is the old T-34s. I do have some AT rifles as well, and those I'm a little bit more suspicious of their capabilities. So let's put an AT gun like... I mean, this is going to be kind of suicidal. We'll need to support this with infantry, but I want one to block off this little area here, because I have this gap covered. Let's somehow cover this gap as well. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm going to have to use 2 AT guns if I use it there. It's bad visibility unless I do. That's way too exposed. And unfortunately, you'll notice that these units have the shovel, which indicates they'll dig in. The AT guns here haven't been defending this area long enough to get the dug in bonus. So they are not going to be dug in, which means that, yeah, they'll be a little bit more vulnerable. That's not terrible. It's actually not terrible right there. I just want to cover this path right here. So maybe right... Oh, that's not bad either. Oh, that's... Okay, so that covers this entire area. And the good news is that we can hit the infantry as well. So they will cover themselves very well there. Now the side is still exposed, so we'll probably have to force another... I think I'll put my AT rifle down here. I mean, this is obviously where we're going to need some infantry dug in. Probably one infantry dug in over here. Yeah, okay, so let's just start with this now. Commander, squad, okay. Telephone cable, not going to be like a fantastic squad. Are these guys dug in, by the way? Where are you? You're way over there. Okay. So Grimbomb is the one here? Yeah. I see. So I guess we'll do, what are you? Infantry platoon. This is commander. Infantry late, which means it does have bazookas. So that's kind of, oh, this is definitely not going to go there, but like, what is your visibility here? Wow, that's really good. That commands quite a presence. I like that a lot. And just in case they climb, oh yeah, we have good visibility all around. That's fantastic. So we'll put them there for sure. The other infantry late, we want to cover our AT gun. These guys will dig in as well, so. Wow, that's good, except for not to the right. That might be too exposed. I mean, this is only for tanks. They're going to be fighting mostly infantry. That's a pretty short range for spotting. Well, that's actually not bad. What did this one cover in the end? He's going to be able to shoot at them as they're coming. So one, he can assist a little bit, helping out with the infantry support. Okay. And we have one last one, which is going to try to hold this area. This is a tough one. I almost feel like we should give up this little area because they can advance through the forest, which means that we won't have visibility of them. Like, this is terrible, right? They're going to be right out. We don't want, if we're going to be in trenches, we want to attack them from as far away as possible because we'll have better cover. So we want to use our cover advantage. Yeah, I guess we just have to leave that and we start looking over here now. That's really not bad. I might do that. So that means that these infantry and plus this martyr as well will support them. This infantry, and this infantry are going to have to hold this. And I think I'll have this unit support here. There's not great visibility there. Let's see if we can find... I don't want him that exposed, especially for the commander. I kind of want him to assist on the left flank, I mean, a little bit more. Okay, wow. That's about the same? Okay, fantastic. We'll leave him there. Or should we reverse their positions? Because he can actually see... Let's see. He's to, like, the white hut. He's not to the white hut. Yeah, so this guy's exposed a little bit more. That's not actually not what I wanted. But fair enough. I mean, you know, you can't protect your commanders too much, right? Lightning Dragon has joined. Welcome. Did I want this guy here? No, you're one of the last ones. Okay, so where did I get to on these guys? You're going to be here. Okay, you know what? I do like that. You are supporting this unit, which is nice. And then we have an AT gun protecting him, basically. That's nice. Okay. Interlocking positions here. You're not supposed to play it the way I am. Like, by just... You're not supposed to treat all of these as different... all of them as on the same tier, the same hierarchy. I shouldn't be intermixing units the way I'm doing this because of the command issue stuff, but again, I have turned that down. So, you're there. You're covering this. We probably want... also cover... This kind of gets them a little bit close. Like, if they try to cross this area, they will get just pummeled. But unfortunately, they'll be close enough to actually do damage to my martyrs, which makes me think this is not a great place. Maybe I need one in strategic reserve, even. I'll turn this off and just kind of eyeball where I might want this guy. Yeah, I think the right is a little exposed right now. I mean, that's really good visibility. but they're going to be he's going to be hitting them so close that I feel like it's a little bit risky to put him there. He needs to be supported by infantry. Okay, so right now Grim Bomb has been completely set, right? Yeah, Grim Bomb is completely set. Hoffman has 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're on 5 of 7. And I think this one is set too, right? We're going to put him here. Yeah, so he's just going to be used for spotting, basically. And he can move and support wherever he needs to. Okay, that's fine. And you, I don't know. I don't know what to do with you. Like, what about here? Reasonable cover. Can be targeted from pretty far away. Let's turn off fire at will on this guy. He'd also be a support. This would be effective against this side. Of course, that's also not a bad place for an AT gun I think. Or maybe even we should move him back here to the green. Okay, that makes even more sense. Because that way he can actually fire. Oh wow, okay, that's pretty darn good. He can actually move forward to these forward firing positions, but he'll have an opportunity to see. That is beautiful. So turn off fire. We'll turn on fire at will, but we'll turn off fire at infantry. Okay, I like that. And the 6th one will be supporting kind of, man, I have like a similar idea for him. Supporting here, maybe? Lightning asks, have you played Men of War Assault Squad 2? No, I haven't. I have not played that. These are our AT rifles, so not a whole lot of potent gunfire with these. Yeah, now we just have to watch them coming out of here, because still technically the main assault, it looks like, is coming from here and from here, but there could be at least some reinforcing infantry, it looks like, from this side. I mean, that looks pretty far away, but let's just be cautious, because this is our objective to defend, so let's defend it. So probably put these guys here so they can shoot down this hill. That's not bad. I mean, okay, you know what? I think that's where they're going to go, is right there. They're very exposed, but they are infantry, so, you know, basically just, if you happen to find tanks, good luck. T-34s, I don't think that they're going to penetrate ever with that, but I do want to protect my right flank, and I, you know, have to do something. Otherwise, this unit can still pivot. He can wheel to the right if we have any issues. Okay, so all of our tanks are set up. Becker is not set up because we think we've set up, what, 1 and 2 has not been set up. Okay, good. So now let's go down here. I think we had this one position, I think, was it here? Which is like really, really close. My God. I think that AT guns shouldn't be. Oh, I was going to use one right here even, right? Oh, that's not bad. I kind of like that. What about here? I want the yellow if I can. If I can be greedy and get what is it? Maybe further back here. Oh, back here. Okay, well, I wish these guys were dug in. That would just like greatly increase their survivability. This gives me better visibility to the right. I think this one's just better overall. Oh, this one's fantastic. Great field of fire there. Yeah, I think this is the best one. So we'll put one here, and then we'll have the last AT gun. I think I had a nice spot here. Yeah. Face forward. Maybe this one's better. Seems like there's more green here. More solid green, which means they can actually target them for an extended period of time here. He doesn't get that interconnected green this way. I think I'm going to stick here then. Okay, and that is Now we have these trucks, which I basically just use these things as spotters, and they usually end up dying, but, you know, whatever. You spot over here, just put these in, like, retarded places so that they can draw fire. Oh, and Becker himself, what are you, just a commander? Oh, artillery battery. Does that mean that he has spotting capability? In which case we want to put him somewhere like with great visibility. That's pretty great visibility, I would say. I want him to call in fire, though. I don't want him to fire himself from this distance. And I don't have any ability to fire this way, so let's see. Can I do it here instead? Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know how to set up the direct fire, all that stuff, so I'm not even sure how you do it. Okay, we set one up there. Probably one like right here. It's pretty good visibility. We'll be able to spot units. And if these trucks die, oh well. I don't, like I really don't know what to do with them. So, tough luck. I don't even want to put them near other units because I don't want them to draw fire onto units I already have put in place. That's great visibility. And this one should surely be on this side. Although I don't want to draw fire, we'll put them here. It's pretty good visibility. Okay. So have all these units been put in place? You're there, and you're in the tree lines. Okay, good. So Ben Wadi has joined. Sorry, if they aren't dug in, maybe leave it in reserve and bring it out via truck when you know where the enemy is attacking from. Ben Wadi, that sounds amazing. I don't know how to even do that. Can you attach these units back to trucks or something? Ramblin' Exile. Oh, I love this game. The UI can die in a trash fire, but everything else is gold. UI is still better than Aurora 4X, says Arcweed. Yeah, well, I think that the UI is a challenge to get. It's just very. You can tell it's designed from the ground up with, like, almost not using any of the knowledge we already have about user interfaces, just completely different. Which makes sense if you know the development team is Russian. Okay, anyway, let's move on to the battle, I think. Having spent, what, 30 minutes just setting up the battle? Pretty par for the course, I think, with this game. No, wait. Mickler, I think I did not deploy yet. I did not. So, Mickler, where are your troops? We're going to set you up kind of aggressively, I would say, unfortunately. Unfortunately for you. Mickler here will have decent visibility. We'll have him command from the back. He'll be able to lay down some fire. Actually, I probably want to put them all into the trees. Let's get you out of the way for a second. I want them protected, basically. Okay, well, let's get... We have a grenade launcher. This unit should be supporting other units. Or at least have, like, a great line of fire. You know what? This might be a great place. As soon as they get over the hill, they take grenades. I do not have a problem with that. I think that's going to be what we do. It's just this unit will be a bit exposed. Okay, I think that's even better. He'll be a bit exposed on his right, so we'll protect him on the right. But basically, he's going to lay down tons of suppressing fire for anything which moves towards the left. We have the Martyr protected now by 2 infantry groups. I like that. The AT gun we already put way over here. He's basically my only protection on the right flank. So we'll support him a little bit with, I guess Mickler himself is going to have to be the support. That's pretty good. They come over the hill, we hit them. I like that. And the telephone and cable squad, I don't really know what to do with these guys. Have to be honest, I don't have any idea what they're going to be useful for. I just want a spot where they have like a little gap through the trees that they can focus fire. I don't like. Do these guys even have weapons? What are we doing to these poor guys? I see weapons. Yeah, these are like my cable runners, but I mean, there's basic infantry there. They're perfectly capable of defending themselves. And we have a hole in this area of the trees. I just have to. Okay, that's perfect. It's actually perfect. We'll just have them cover this angle right there. Which means Mickler is actually... Yeah, he'll be covering them. Perfect. Wow. Okay, so I hate to say this because I'm probably going to be slaughtered, but I'm actually somewhat confident in our positions. Who is attacking you? Armor or just infantry? The Rambling Exile asks. Yes, we definitely have armor. A lot of tanks, Arcqueet says. We'll find out. So we're going to go ahead and deploy, but before I do that, I'm going to take a drink, and let's just admire my defensive positions. I think we're in good shape. What's your visibility? Yeah, it's good. That'll be good supporting for Mickler. And again, we can deploy one of these guys if we get heavy armor contact from the western flank, which is the right flank. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the Rambling Exile says telephone units should be largely in a safe position, but not too far off the front. They're the difference between orders arriving from the phone and a runner. And I just want to say that I have the communication things. We can see that somebody's not able to... Okay. Who the hell? Our orders are being passed by tank, I think, to here to here. That's weird, though, because Hoffman, the tank commander, is right here. I like to leave these lines on, but I did turn the difficulty down as far as like command points go. So this is your, whoops, here it is. Command level 100, growth rate 5, required 45. So basically this is what how you issue orders. You only have command points available. This is my understanding. I could be wrong, but this is how I've understood it from watching other videos on this and from playing myself. Is that your command points, it takes more command points to issue an order if the line is broken, which is to simulate that you can't send many runners. If you're connected by phone, you can issue a lot more orders, which, I mean, how that works is that each order costs less command points to use. Rambling Exile says, shit, I hope you put your AT guns in a place where they have good line of sight. Well, kind of. I was actually using my AT guns in a different way. I was using them in choke points so that the moment the tanks come up, they're just immediately blasted by the AT. I kind of think AT is better used as an ambush, but I do have this one in pretty good line of sight, and this one in pretty good line of sight. I just don't like it that they sometimes just get blown out of the water by artillery because they're spotted before anything else is done. Anyway, I'm still feeling pretty confident. Surprisingly, a lot of these units appear to be in command range. This is what I don't understand is why this unit... Wait, do I have 3 units here? Oh, I see. This is, they actually have this separate, the bazooka guy is separate, which is not a bazooka guy, but that is an MG, not an AT at all. Okay. So they are actually listing him separately. Well, it'll be interesting. Right now we just wait. The waiting game. Northfield says, you decided to play this game after all. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult game to get into, I think, but if I learn it well, this is what I'd really like to do. I've done this already with Distant Worlds Universe. I've done it with Advanced Tactics Gold. I did it kind of with Rule the Waves, but I'd like to redo that tutorial. But I tutorialize these games, and I try to make them easier for other people to play. I'd love to do that with this game because I just love the graphics in this game. It's really nice. Gonna have to speed this up a little bit. I think we might have been paused. Oop, getting something. Green smoke. That's an advanced order, I think. So we have infantry on the right. We have infantry in the open fields. Now, I hope that these trucks, these sacrificial trucks, can spot those units. Yeah. As soon as they're walking, we'll be able to spot them. And that's what those trucks are for. Now, I don't know how to call down direct fire at all. I'm hoping that they do that automatically, because who is, I think Becker? Yeah, Becker is my supposedly arty battery, so I think that means he has artillery battery support, but I don't know how to call down fire. Oh, wait. Set target for observed fire. Okay, well, let's just put it right where we saw the smoke. So probably like, what happened? We've been on the receiving end of artillery, I believe. Ah. Hooray! They're bombarding where I am not. Fantastic. That is really good to know. I don't know why this red stuff's happening suddenly. When did that mean our cable lines got disconnected? Who knows? Okay, anyways, let's set this up. It says right click to cancel previous target. No, I think we're fine. Okay, get back here. So if I pick somebody else, they don't have this. So I think that this is how I do observe fire. Does any commander have it? Hoffman? He can also set target for observe fire. Okay, so this is interesting. I guess we'll wait for a target to appear before we actually... Oh, so we have infantry. Okay, so let's do right here. Wait, do I have to right-click? Maybe I have to right-click. Again, the interface, not spectacular, but... Okay, I want to... Damn it. Is this... By the way, Becker, can you see this area? I think that he has a better chance of hitting stuff that he can actually see. So let's do right... here? How do I change this? I know there's a way to set up the actual way of doing this. Okay, we've spotted units here. Nope. Ah, we spotted units here. They're coming. This is our grenade launcher. Our grenade launcher just... Oh god. The grenade launcher was launched. Oh, that was some damage, huh? Wow. Okay, enemy contact in another location. So now he's coming to me. Yep, it's right where I had it. Almost right where I had it, I should say, is kind of where it's coming down. Let's do it right here. 0%. Do like... Okay, where's your visibility then? How about right here? Well, to hell with it then. Okay, just... Becker, why don't you instead... Oh, tanks. We spotted tanks. This is important. What do we have going on here? They're rolling in. Commander's still out. Still looking for targets. I think we're in good shape, though. Oh, so definitely some fire coming from this end. I really wish we could get Vector to set up fire here. This is obviously where they're trying to huddle in. This is force line there. But I don't know how to get them to actually do this. Let me see. Let me pause real fast and see if the chat knows how to do this. Okay. Let's read. What have I missed? Honestly, the whole ambush philosophy with AT guns can work, especially if you have enough cover. The whole defensive line. Oh, he said not too bad. Rambling Exile was hoping my AT guns had enough visibility, so I guess he approved of my, or at least semi-approved of my positioning. Chardonnay says, being too complex has stopped me from getting it. Yep, this game is tough. Mortars largely do fire autonomously. Yes, actual artillery is complicated. You don't really need to micromanage your squads that much. If they see an enemy unit, unless they were specifically told to ignore them, they will start diving for cover and light them up. Game volume is way too high. Thank you, Lightning. That's helpful. Turn that down a bit. I'd rather hear Tortuga than explosions. Okay, oh boy, here we go. Well, I hope the AT guns have a good shot. I don't know. The thing I want to do is get this artillery. I know how to do it, right? I know that this button is here. But, oh god, what have I done? Hopefully I didn't give an order there. So Becker, I want you to... How do I... Set delay... Cancel targeting... There must be a way to bring up options. I've seen options where you can set like how many shells to fire, all those kind of things. But I don't... And the fact that this is 0%, I don't know what that even means. I think that means 0%, like it can be seen 0%? Does he have to be in, like... Let's do an experiment. While we have him, let's try to set up an area where she has really good visibility. So let's say right here. No, it still says 0%. That does not mean what I think it means then. And I definitely want this I definitely want it to go right here. I mean, this is obviously where a huge number of forces are coming from. So I'm just gonna continue to leave it there and see what happens slowly as hopefully Becker... Northfield says that this might be the solution progress. But is there any option I can set up? Like, okay, let's set delay. Ah, here we go. No, I don't want any delay. How about that? Okay, yeah, so just cancel this. No, I really don't know how to do this, unfortunately. Not for lack of trying, though. Alright, anyway, we'll continue then. Just hope that that worked. Oh. Oh, they're shooting at Rudel, but overshooting a little bit. Now, those are nice. Those are nice and dug in. Oh, did you just fire? Oh, I don't have to stop. Oh, God, they're engaging my martyr. Is he targeting? Well, let's get him to target the damn tanks. Oh my gosh, he is. Did he just get him? Let's see, what do we have? He hits. It's there. Oh no. That means he's taking a hit. Yep. He knocked out martyr number 1. Oh god. Oh god, it's a mess. I have to hose that out. My goodness. So, I have reduced the game volume, by the way. If it's still too loud, let me know. Might still be too loud. Try that. Well, we know where the tanks are coming from. We, unfortunately... I've seen how effective T-34 fire. Oh, look at this guy. Did he just knock one out? Don't engage it. Just engage it. I saw a shell go this way. I don't see any hits. Man, they're giving us hell. Hell of a fight. You can see already. This is a nice reserve unit, and I'm really happy he's there. And you know what? Hauser here. Great positioning. Grimbomb, who's just gotten the crap kicked out of him. My god. Still firing, still holding strong. They're going to have to hold against this entire push. Now, by the way, Becker, did you ever send... No, 0% firing solution still. Unfortunately, I don't think you were able to get off more than like 1 or 2 shells. Now, you can fire at infantry when they come. Oh, there's another... That was a hit. If I'm not mistaken, that was a hit on the front. Is that it right there? Wow, that's dead center, but at that angle, I'm sure it deflected. I think we can pause and turn on... Can I do this? I know at the end of the game, you can turn on the ability to see where every shell came from. I guess you're not able to do that until after the combat is resolved. Ben Waddy says, check the penetration charts. You might have no chance of penetrating those tanks at this range with some of your weapons. I know that the martyrs should be able to penetrate them, though, right? Which is why my AT guns are not engaging till closer. And they're still engaging, thank God, the infantry, which is exactly what the whole plan was. And this guy, when he is able to open up, he will be able to open up in range to do some serious damage to that T-34. So here we go. Let's hope that this all works out. So far, we've lost one martyr, and they're not down any of their tanks. Looks like we have artillery reported over here. Have we lost any other units? I don't think so. Has Becker decided to call in? No, it's just... it's kind of pointless, it seems. But here's one of their tanks. Now, let's get Hauser to prioritize this unit. Oh! Hey! He's doing a great job. Oops. I don't want to give an order. How do I think I left click. Okay, good. And pause. Is that a hit? No, he's not affected. He's down 234, so they're returning fire now. Another shot out from my 18. Alright, it's really starting to begin now. Come on, Hauser, this is the important one. This one close. Stop firing at him, fire at him. He's rotating. He's rotating. Here's your target. Where are you aiming? Come on, Hauser. That's your target right there. Wrong target. Oh, it's so close. I don't even know what he's firing at. Oh, he's turning. He sees it. Open fire. Oh, he hit the ground. It's a terrible shot. Oh, I think he's going out of range. He's going to attempt to fire one more. No, he's turning on the next tank. Let's pause and read the comments. KV1. Arcbeat says that's not T-34, it's KV1. Gotta bust out the 88, says abundant tree. Got it. Those FPGs are fucking brutal, but again, KV tanks, yeah. It's gonna take more than one hit, says Rambling Exile, to knock out a KV1. Do you have artillery on the map or off map? I don't know, J-Rob. That's the problem is I have this Becker unit who has this direct fire, which I've given the order here, but I'm not getting anything out of it. Let's see if we can switch targets, perhaps, to right here, because it is visible. And there's two more tanks that should be following this, so... What about this arc? Is that a better... Will he eventually get this going on? Wait, did we knock one out? Not yet. So Martyr versus KV1. Okay, they destroyed my truck. Big whoop-de-doo there. Not too concerned. We've only lost one Martyr though, right? Yeah, only one so far. And we're in position when they come rolling through the tree, which they, oh my god, are. My good friend, you're going to want to turn this way. Let the infantry handle that. Oh my god, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. He has one shot. He has one shot. Come on, KV1. Open! Ah! Kurtz! You're killing me, Kurtz. You're killing me, Kurtz. Move up. Kurtz! It's right in front of you, Kurtz. Open fire! God damn it, Kurtz. Oh my god. This guy's just... Oh my god, he's right in the area where we can't get him. Oh, there's another one. Kurtz! Halt! Kurtz! Back up! Oh, we got him! Those are just ricocheting now. Alright, Kurtz, face this way. My god, they're getting through. Okay, so this is where I need to pause and reorient my troops a little bit. Because you are no longer useful here. We want you to move probably right here. Deploy right here. Well, we don't want to... Okay, so I don't want to deploy them too close together because then we'll have issues. God. So somebody said I don't have a spotter. I thought that this was I thought that this guy acted as a spotter, but since it's not, I'll just deactivate my thing. I want him to move because I believe that. Okay, we can actually open the different orders here. If I do a attack, I want him to move. Tank as a front is fine. I mean, buttoned, yes. Maneuver, yes. Fast, no. Move behind vehicles, no. By road, no. Covertly. I probably want to do this, like... I want them to move basically very cautiously. And I don't know if any of these options is what I wanted. So I'll just give the order, yes. Just move here. And hopefully that's enough. Oh, there's two more, though, coming. What's your visibility? God, we just need to move you down the hill a little bit. So I think I'll just move him here, then. Okay, so these KV-1s are just... Okay, Grim at least is now in a heated battle. I assume he's... yeah, he's engaging this KV-1. How is this guy still doing it, man? He's just taking hits. Keeps on going. I'm not even seeing any damage to his vehicle at all. So, alright, well, that's fine. Alright, let's see. You see they did a lot of damage. Let's see what they're saying in the chat. Maybe a few infantry support guns. You need a commander near the guns and the commander to type spot for the guns. Then you need to be linked by telephone troop. Is that right? J-Rob, you seem to know more than I do, unfortunately. For mortars and infantry support guns, that's right. Okay, so that's true only for mortars and infantry support. I guess I don't have either of those. The wire link probably hasn't been connected by the looks of the event log. So I know that the event log, but I have also turned off, like, what's our command thing here? Command level 72, growth rate 89. So I know that I've boosted this in the difficulty settings to make it so we don't need as much command stuff. Yeah, and people are just saying basically KV-1s have... I mean, you can think of the KV-1s as being extremely hard to penetrate. Lots of hit points, etc. Alright, so onward we go. Let's just hope that we eventually do knock these out. Blow from this close, though. God, we really do this. Oh, let's take it to the side. Forward again. God, quickly Kurtz. I think he's out. I think this vehicle's destroyed. Yeah, I think we lost this one. Yeah, he's out. Unfortunately. Knocked that one out. Okay, well, these KV-1s are going to end up winning the day for them. Matthew P says he'd be withdrawing right now. No! Do it! I don't know what this :1 means. I don't know what they're doing, but I want them to attack this thing. Oh, that was a nice hit from Hauser. And that was the backside, too. Just no damage. Braille out. Why are you not focusing fire on these? Pretty obvious we need to knock these guys out. And I might... God, they're still getting hit from the side, too. Yep, we lost that one. One hit from these guys and they're out. Rough day. Ogre hasn't refined his aim at all. Kurtz is pushing up. Yep, that's not what I meant, Kurtz. That's not what I meant at all. We still have somebody in this team. For the love of God. What the hell's going on here? Is he dead? He appears not to be dead. He is alive. I don't understand what's going on. Is there other tank here? Not yet. Josh Street says, Tortuga, you need to stick to commanding a fleet. Yeah, no doubt. This KV-1 has intelligently placed its front. This armor has something naked right in the turret. That was almost a penetrating hit. It's gonna get here as well. Oh. No, they're both knocked out. Well. Matthew P says, tell my martyrs to stop targeting infantry. It might be too late for that, unfortunately, for these. I do have a few other martyrs. You can tell them not to engage, at least for now. So they're already not engaging infantry. And probably I should just tell them to hold fire for now. Until we get into a better position. Now, I wonder what's going on in terms of how many casualties we're inflicting here. Because this is, like, for crying out loud, man. This is push over, another Russian outline has to spend lives. Not a big deal for them, but that is a lot of casualties. Elter has really held up well. So from the infantry standpoint, we've done well, but the KV-1s, obviously, this was a challenge we were not up to the task for. I would love to just land. I would love to be landing fire on these guys. Oh, hey, something's happening. 8%. We have a chance. If this brings in off-field artillery, which I don't think it will based on the comments in the chat, I would still be really, really happy. Yeah, so you can see our command level is almost at 100 all the time, so we're doing fine there. So it looks like we held off the attack on this side. And I assume that was at great cost of Russian lives, or maybe they pulled back. I don't really see that many dead bodies, actually, just one here. Yeah, maybe they pulled back on that side, seeing how strong the forces were there. This KV-1 does not care. It just does not care. It's like firing backwards. It looks like it's own troops even. Now, what is the progress, Becker, on that 8%? Love to get that started at the cost of our own troops. I just wish, I don't think they have like a kill count here. Now they're getting pinned, and who's to blame them? Anyway, being surrounded by KV-1s. The main attack definitely came from that side, and is continuing to come from that side, so we probably need to push up like Mickler to support. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and do that. This has got to be the main thrust. I can't imagine there's people we're missing here. You know what? Let's move up Krieger. Krieger, I guess. Move him there. He'll also just move along the tree line so we can get... I mean, are those AT rifles going to penetrate the KV-1s? don't think so. This is definitely what we need. Now, Shram, you're really hard-pressed now to start holding day. Yeah, it's here. Coming down, rushing in. Yeah, and people are watching out for all the commanders. Yeah, I don't care about that commander. That's an unfortunate one. And Hauser, no! Hauser was the rear flanking fire. Now, how about Beckler? Are you bringing in the artillery yet? 8%. No, I guess not. I don't know what that means. I don't know what this 8% means, but... We paused? Ah, ceasefire, because I asked the game to pause because I forgot the last ceasefire. Do I want to take this ceasefire? They've just done all the damage. I think we push forward a little bit more. What I'd like to do is call in some incendiary rounds. We could get lucky with the KV-1s and just get them to catch on fire. And it does look like not all bad. We did take out one. I didn't even notice this one. That's fantastic. We got one, at least, of the 5? 4. Counting 4. So 1 of 4. At the cost of 4 martyrs? Yeah, that's not great. That is not great. People want me to take the ceasefire. I don't, honest to God, I don't even know how you take it. Let's pause real fast. How do you take the ceasefire? All these things on the left-hand side I'm unfamiliar with. Is this change per unit? Alter, yeah, okay, so this just shows basically individual unit stats. Signal flares, okay. Morale eager, experience regular. What's your, yeah, you're panicked. Okay, so this is a little bit of additional information. That's good to know. I didn't know that. Still learning, definitely still learning. Where do you take the ceasefire though? Did I already accept it? Just click the orange flag. Is that what I already did? So did I already accept the ceasefire? I did, apparently. KV-1s indicates it's something of a breakthrough unit, likely. Uh-huh. Oh, because ArcVeed said maybe it's just, or ArcWeed? I don't know what language it's supposed to be in. Said it might be just a recon attack. Yeah. The thing is, if the KV-1s, if we can take any of them out, well, we've already lost martyrs, and that's just not good. I feel like you have to just, you know, if you lose martyrs, you have to have taken out their KV-1s, otherwise the day is basically lost. We are not going to be able to kill his KV-1s with anything else. Unless we do get incendiary rounds, or we get our air, maybe some Stukas. Those would definitely do the trick, but I think we've done well as far as infantry goes. Like Elter, my god. Oh, he's in melee. Okay, so it's considered a draw. I'm pretty sure that's all going to be on the vehicle side. Okay, let's see. Lost vehicles 5. Damaged is 2. Damn. And they only lost 1. Oh, they lost 2. Wait. What the hell? They only have 1 operational vehicle? I don't understand what this means. 5 of them were lost, 2 were damaged. Out of the 1 remaining, so 7. Okay, so I get it. This is 15 started, 8 remaining. 7 of them were, of the 7 that are not here, 5 were lost, 2 were damaged. I suppose you can repair damaged vehicles eventually. They start out with, I don't understand this. They start out with 5. Am I looking at the right category? Destroyed, captured tanks and SPGs, 2, 4, and 4. Okay, so we killed 2 tanks. That seems to be what I don't even know how to read the score screen. And they were actually able to capture, it looks like, 4 of our martyrs. Three of our martyrs. So Rambling Exile says, we took heavier losses for armored fighting vehicles, but you kept holding the objectives plus the infantry. Okay, so beforehand, we lost like 100 infantry. They lost 150 or so. And you know what? I would say that that's not a very good ratio. I would say that we could have done better there. Yeah, okay, so it's a draw. I guess I disagree. I think it's a loss for us, but I mean, fair enough. Okay, so let's view the my favorite things, the penetrations and stuff. So let's turn it to hit vectors. All penetrations with damage. So I think this is penetrations with damage. Okay, that's funny. So this is all. This is how many times we hit this vehicle with anything. Wow. We hit the barrel. My God. We hit the barrel itself, and it is intact. Wow. Impressive. You'd think that if you get lucky enough to hit the barrel itself, that would really knock that thing out. This is the attack, hit we saw here earlier. Let's do penetrations then. 1. Penetrations that did damage? 0. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so this was considered a penetration. Looks like a ricochet to me. Unfortunately, we can't really see it. Yeah, it's not modeled. Anyway, that's interesting. Oh, it's Arqui said it was a rifle bullet. Okay. Right. Let's go to the next tank. Oh God, I want to see my martyrs, but I'm pretty sure it's just 1 hit, 1 kill. Yeah. Wait, what the hell? Are they alive in there? They're still alive? Why are they still alive? They're just sitting in there. Huh. So it looks like I had damaged vehicles, but the thing is, I didn't think they... I guess it's considered this enemy territory. Yeah, it's in the red now. Wait. Oh, we lost this area, so this is all captured. Damn it. I didn't even think about that. So you know, I really should have withdrawn to this. Well, I wouldn't have known that this is where the battle would be considered mine versus theirs. Yeah, so that explains that. Okay, well, at least we can see how we did our damage here. What did we end up doing to... Yeah. Just side penetrations on this one. Let's take a look at all hits. He wasn't even hit that many more times. 3 times in the front, which did nothing. 1 on the side that did nothing. RDG, ricochet. Well, count ourselves lucky we got that one. Side is obviously weaker armor. Yeah, we got a lot of hits against this one. Broken chassis. So we did, yeah, we did damage this one considerably. Did not make it, you know, completely destroyed, but hopefully, if we're lucky, we don't see this one in the future. This one, just some minor hits. Oh, yeah, we also broke the treads on that one as well. Nice. Okay, well, that is, that's our battle. We are somewhat victorious, I guess. We didn't lose everything. That's better than I thought. If those cannot be used in the next fight, I'll be happy. Then they're only going to have, what, 2 KV-1s operational? Okay, anyway, let's move on to the battle. How do we go to? Return to operation. Is this going to show the screen? It's not capturing it. I don't know why. Does this work? There it is. Okay, good. Arcweed says you need 88mm flak 36s to get those, but unfortunately I don't think we even have those in our possession. So we have some anti-tank gun. That's the ones we were already using. Machine guns. I don't know what kind of tanks these are. They look like, I mean, this is an anti-tank battalion, but are those going to penetrate? Are those Stugs? Because Stugs might do it. Anyways, this is the strategic map. So let's see, they took some ground with fairly heavy infantry losses and a few tanks, while you took moderate infantry losses and heavy anti-armored fighting vehicle losses, yeah. All in all, due to the ground they took being limited, yeah, I'd say that was a draw. Stugs, 3G probably, Arcbeat says, yeah, so these are Stugs. I'm not even sure how to move things appropriately here. Whoa! So I guess we still have some martyrs left over. Can I like repair the ones that were like this is your repair range. Can you start repairing these? I hope. I don't know even who's damaged though. Is like the line underneath them, does that show the white line, does that show their effective health? Who knows? So many mysteries in this game that I've yet to unravel. So I mean, I guess I want to move this unit forward. Can I move you? No. Is there a battle I'm missing or something? I can't move any units. Is it nighttime or something? Maybe? I don't know what's going on. Alright, let's see. Next turn, there it is. Alright, now we can move. Fantastic. So we know that they have, well, there's their, you know, the tough stuff. There's some other tough stuff. There's our martyrs. So we have 2 different martyr groups. Okay, that's good to know. I do want to get these Stugs forward, though. Where can I put them? Yeah, they're repairing them. Digging in, digging in. I like the sounds of us digging in. I don't think we're going to do another battle on this one, though. So basically, I'm going to just call the stream to a close here. This is a nice taste of Graviteam Tactics Mius-Front. Again, I'm just not an expert on this game yet. I'm doing my best to learn it because I would really like to play the game better. I think it'll be really entertaining to watch. Like, I've watched Agrippa play a bunch. Arch Warhammer plays this. There's another person I was watching who kind of went, kind of disappeared off of YouTube. So that's my best way of learning is usually just to watch other people play. So anyways, I'll be sticking around in the chat for a little bit just to see if anybody has recommendations about how to learn the game better or advice on how to play. Also, you can follow on the Discord. I don't think I left a link in my video description to the Discord. And there's also a podcast that the Strategy Gamer just did on this. I was on the podcast, but I didn't say much because, you know, my knowledge of Mius-Front. Actually, I'm more familiar with Operation Star of both the games, but I'm trying to learn Mius-Front. And I think that this graphically is just a much better game and just plays better in a lot of ways. Anyways, you can check out the podcast if you go to just Google the Strategy Gamer. The Strategy Gamer Graviteam Tactics. I'm sure that'll come up with the podcast if you're interested in something to listen to on Graviteam Tactics. One of the guys we had on, I mean, the main person for the show, he's like an expert on this game, so it was fun to listen to his experience. Okay, that's it, though. I'm going to wrap this up. Iconoclast says, thanks for the stream. Have a good day, everyone. Cheers. Yep. Rambling Exile says, you'll get there. The UI is horrible, but it's easier getting a hold of overall than Operation Star, I would say. Yeah, that's my That's my experience with it as well. Chardon says, thanks Tortuga, exciting game. It's a lot of fun to watch, right? I mean, even if you don't know what you're doing, it's kind of fun to just... It's nice. I would say that the Graviteam Tactics does a good job of at least rewarding you for playing terribly just because you have the nice cinematics, the graphics, the various things that are modeled so well. So, okay, but that's it. So until the next stream or until the next video you watch, thanks for watching and take care.